The heavy mist of Sigil clings to the adventurers' cloaks as they step through the creaking wooden doorframe, the portal fizzing closed behind them with a crackle of energy. They find themselves in the Shattered Goblet, an infamous tavern where broken dreams and whispered secrets swirl with the smoke of arcane incense. Strange bioluminescent fungi line the walls, casting an eerie glow that barely penetrates the gloom, and the murmured conversations of an eclectic array of patrons, tieflings, modrons, and githzerai among them, create an unsettling hum. Behind the bar, a weathered barkeep with a singular glowing eye polishes a glass, each motion deliberate and measured, as if to say he's seen it all and then some.
I stride confidently over to the weathered barkeep, my eyes locking onto his singular glowing eye. "We need information about the Archmage," I purr, letting a small flame dance across my fingertips to show I mean business.
I cross my arms over my chest, making my armour clink loudly and step up behind Pyra, glaring at the patrons around us. "Speak wisely or things might get unpleasant," I growl, my voice a low rumble fit to shake stones.
I see an open table nearby with a group of patrons absorbed in their own conversations, none of them noticing my small frame slipping over. I can't resist. I need to hear more. "Let's see what secrets you spill while distracted," I whisper, stealthily positioning myself to eavesdrop on their chatter.
I move to an empty spot in the room where the light is dimmest, raising my holy symbol and murmuring a quick prayer to Kelemvor. "Even the dead whisper," I intone, casting channel divinity, read thoughts. On the barkeep.
The barkeep's singular glowing eye narrows, the glass in his hand slipping into a perfect rest upon the counter. "The Archmage," he echoes, voice like gravel and shadow, as a flicker of understanding passes through his gaze. Before he can speak further, an ominous chill sweeps through the shattered goblet, extinguishing a few of the glowing fungi and casting longer, deeper shadows, and every head in the tavern turns toward the source. A softly shimmering hooded figure standing by the door, cold eyes gleaming from beneath the hood. "Trouble follows those who seek forbidden knowledge," the figure intones, their voice sending a shiver through the room, "and woe betide those who stand in the way."
I narrow my eyes at the hooded figure, feeling the fire within me roar in response. "Woe betide indeed," I say, letting a small but intense burst of flame shoot from my fingertips toward the ceiling, lighting up the room and momentarily bringing everyone's attention back to me.
I step forward, placing myself between the hooded figure and Pyra, setting my feet like granite. "Step back, stranger. I don't shy from trouble, and I've got enough grit to crush it," I growl, my axe ready to cleave any threat.
Seeing the attention is on Pyra and Thoradin, I seize the moment to dart beneath tables and chairs, stealthily circling behind the hooded figure. "Let's see what secrets you're hiding," I mutter, quietly picking the figure's pocket to find any clues about their identity.
I glide closer to the shimmering figure, my eyes cold and unblinking. "Darkness cannot shield you from the inevitability of fate," I whisper, summoning the spectral vision of a doomed soul beside them to Arsankast toll the dead, its mournful wail filling the room.
The burst of flame from Pyra illuminates the room for a split second, revealing the hooded figure's gaunt, spectral visage as they raise a skeletal hand. With a chilling, ethereal hiss, the figure deflects Seraph's Toll the Dead, the spectral wail echoing only briefly before dissolving into nothingness. Thoradin's bold step forward is met by a sudden, unnatural force that roots him in place, cold sweat forming on his brow. As Wisp's nimble fingers brush against the figure's cloak, they close around a strange, pulsating crystal, its energy humming ominously in her hand. The barkeep, remaining motionless, simply murmurs, "You're meddling with dark tides, adventurers."
I focus my energy, causing the bioluminescent fungi lining the walls to ignite in a cascading blaze, casting vivid, dancing shadows around the room and breaking the figure's concentration on our party. "Dark tides have met their match in fire," I declare with a confident smirk.
I growl through the sweat dripping down my brow, tightening my grip on my axe. With a mighty roar, I lunge forward, breaking free of the unnatural force, and smash my gauntlet into the ground to create a shockwave that ripples towards the hooded figure. Let's see you stand against dwarven fury.
I pocket the crystal quickly and deftly as I snicker, then leap onto a nearby table, using the elevated position to scan the figure for any weaknesses. You know what they say about skeleton keys, I quip. They unlock all your secrets.
I stride confidently forward, the eerie light playing off my eyes as I raise my holy symbol high. Kelemvor's judgment is swift and unavoidable, I intone, casting Ye Hold Person on the spectral figure to paralyze them in merciless stillness.
The blaze from Pyra's flames reflects with zeal in the gleaming eyes of the hooded figure, causing them to falter momentarily. Thoradin's shockwave tears across the floor with a thunderous roar, but the figure phases slightly, barely eluding the brunt of the dwarf's fury, though it cracks the ground beneath their phantasmal feet. Wisp's keen eyes spot the spectral figure's vulnerability. The pulsating crystal she pocketed seems to be draining their strength little by little. As Seraph's hold person envelops the figure in a spectral shackle, they gasp, the shimmering energies binding them in place, their haunting presence now rendered vulnerable and exposed.
With the hooded figure bound in place and visibly weakened, I seize the opportunity to end this eerie encounter. Drawing deeply from my fiery core, I conjure a blazing whip of molten energy in my hand and snap it with precision towards the spectral figure, aiming to entangle and draw them closer. Time to face the heat, I declare, my voice dripping with fiery intensity.
I storm forward, using the cracked ground created by my shockwave to build momentum. With a booming roar, I swing my axe in a wide arc, aiming to shatter whatever dark enchantments bind the hooded figure's form. Let's extinguish this wraith once and for all.
Seeing the figure weakened and held in place, I quickly pull out the pulsating crystal and hold it aloft as I jump down from the table. Looks like this is your Achilles' heel, I shout, then hurl the crystal to the ground in an attempt to shatter it and break their power.
I step closer to the bound figure, my eyes locked onto their spectral form with an unsettling calm. Your time has come, I whisper, casting Hush Inflict Wounds, allowing necrotic energy to radiate from my hands and seep into their very essence.
Pyra's blazing whip encircles the spectral figure, its molten energy searing into their ghostly form with a sizzling hiss. Thoradin's formidable axe swing connects, shattering the remnants of their phantasmal essence, causing a dark, ethereal scream to reverberate through the tavern. As Wisp's throw shatters the pulsating crystal, a blinding flash of energy surges forth, obliterating the figure's remaining strength. Seraph's necrotic touch completes the assault, disintegrating the spectral being into nothingness, leaving behind a sinister silence that blankets the shattered goblet.
I stride over the cracked ground, my eyes still blazing with residual fire. Well, that was fun, I say with a smirk, extinguishing the molten energy from my hand. Now, who's ready to actually get some answers?
I plant my axe into the ground with a forceful thud, causing the already splintered floor to creak ominously. Enough games! Barkeep, talk, or the next crack you hear will be your own bones, I growl, my eyes burning with fierce determination.
I wipe the sweat from my brow, quickly regain my composure, and saunter over to Thoradin's side, my fingers twitching with eagerness. Whoa, hold on there, big guy. Maybe our friend here just needs a softer persuasion, I say with a mischievous grin, pulling out my lockpicks and twirling one between my fingers.
I step forward, my cold gaze locking onto the barkeep as I raise my holy symbol. Death has swept away your wraith. Now let truth be your salvation, I whisper, casting Gao's zone of truth gown around the barkeep to compel honest answers.